The following has been a JGN special presentation.
On October 16th, 1923, Walt Disney and his brother Roy founded what we now known as the Walt Disney Company. Walt Disney's vision, his passion of storytelling continue to inspire creative development at the Walt Disney Company today. Through the last 100 years, Disney characters and their stories had touched the lives of generations of fans. They inspire the sense of wonder and encourage the belief that dreams really can come true. Focusing on the theme of wonder, our Disney 100 Years of Wonder storybook collection speaks to the many kinds of wonder inspired by Disney storytelling through the decades. These include the wonder of family, the wonder of friendship, the wonder of kindness, the wonder of adventure, and the wonder of courage. This collection shares stories from the past and the present and leaves us with excitement to see what the future holds. Hello everybody, I'm John Good, and welcome to Disney 100 1 Century Later. I'm your host, John Good. So today's episode is about family. Family is his caring and our friendship. So this is the first story about the Lion King. Mufasa is Simba's father. And he wanted to become a king. He wanted to, because they're all connected in a great circle of life. Simba was a mischievous little lion cub whose father was the king of the Pride Islands. Someday Simba will be a king too. Mufasa explained that it was all the part of a circle of life. For now, Simba loved to play with his friend Nala and hang out with his dad. Nala was his best friend. Mufasa was his hero.
Look, Simba, everything the light touches in our kingdom.
The Lion King told his son.
The king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
One day, Simba's jealous uncle, Scar, told him about the elephant graveyard. Scar knew Simba would be curious, and he was right. Simba could hardly wait to see the forbidden place. He and Nala headed out together, but they quickly ran into trouble. 3 hyenas began chasing them. Simba and Nala were in serious danger. The Lion King, Mufasa, raced to the rescue. He saved Simba and Nala. Mufasa was very upset with Simba for putting both himself and Nala in danger, but he soon forgave his son. That night, father and son looked up at the night sky together. Mufasa explained that his parents and grandparents were up there looking up on them both. He found comfort in the stars.
Whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you, and so will I.
Mufasa said. Soon afterward, the vicious Scar set up in a wild beast stampede with Simba at its center. It was part of its plot to destroy Mufasa, and it worked. The brave Lion King ran to save his son, and he killed. Simba was devastated. He loved his father, and now he was gone. Scar blamed him for Mufasa's passing. Feeling responsible for his father's death, Simba ran far, far away. In the jungle oasis, Simba met a meerkat named Timon and a warthog named Pumbaa. Gee, he looks blue, Timon said. I'd say brownish gold. Prime replied. No, Timon clarified. I mean, he's depressed. The trio became friends. Timon and Pumbaa helped Simba forget his past. He learned to eat bugs and splashed in water, putting aside his troubles. Meanwhile, back in the Pride Lands, Scar had taken over Pride Rock. He was a terrible king. The trees and plants were dying out. Many of the animals had left, and the animals who remained were going hungry. One day, Nala, now grown up, arrived at Simba's new home
and told him the Pride Lands needed him. Soon after Nala's visit, Simba looked up into the night sky the same way he had with his father years ago. He saw his father among the stars.
You have forgotten who you are, and so have forgotten me.
Mufasa said to his son.
Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become.
Simba heard his father, and he knew what he had to do. Simba returned to Pride Rock. He defeated Scar and took his rightful place as Lion King. Later, he and Nala had a cub of their own. One day, that cub would also become the leader of the Pride Lands. And one day, that cub would look up at the stars and see Simba. There is a guide. It was all part of the circle of life. Whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you. And so will I. Mufasa. Frozen. Long ago, two sisters, Princesses Anna and Elsa, lived in the kingdom of Arendelle. They loved each other, and they enjoyed playing together as much they could. Their family had a secret. Elsa had a magical power. He could create ice and snow. One night, she created a special winter wonderland where she and Anna played with the little snowman named Olaf. Then Elsa accidentally struck Anna with an icy blast. The king and queen rushed Anna to the troll named Grand Pabble. He saved Anna by erasing her memories with Elsa's magic. The king and queen helped Elsa hide her magic by giving her gloves. They closed the gates to the castle and became isolated. Years later, when the king and queen were lost at sea, the sister became even lonelier. Finally, the time came for Elsa to become queen. On her coronation day, she was nervous about seeing people. Her emotions often made her magic appear, and she did not know how to control it. Meanwhile, Anna was excited about seeing people arrive for the celebration. She even met and fell in love with the handsome Prince Hans. At the celebration ball, Anna and Prince Hans happily went to Elsa to tell her that they wanted to get married. But Elsa, now queen, refused to bless the marriage. Anna was upset. For years, she had felt alone. Now Elsa was trying to block her marriage to Hans. "Why did you shut me down?" she said to Elsa. "What are you so afraid of?" Worried about Anna marrying the first man she met, and filled with emotion, Elsa lost control with her magic. Ice shot from her hands, cascading around the palace. Panicking, Elsa ran outside. Everywhere she stepped and everything she touched was freezing. Now everyone knew her secret. Queen Elsa fell across the harbor, freezing the waters there, and then raised up into the mountains. At the top of a North Mountain, she finally let her magic loose and created her own palace of ice. Anna felt terrible. She wanted to find her sister, and she wanted her sister help to bring summer back to their kingdom. Leaving Hans in charge of the kingdom, Anna went up into the mountains to seek out Elsa, where she met an ice harvester named Kristoff and his reindeer, 7. They became her guides. As they climbed higher and higher, they encountered even more ice and snow. Soon they met a talking snowman. "Hi, I'm Olaf," he said. The friendly snowman was happy to lead them to Elsa. Once inside Elsa's new home, Anna begged her sister to bring summer back to Arendelle. "You can't just unfreeze it," Anna suggested. This frustrated Elsa. She didn't know how to unfreeze her kingdom. Now that her powers were unleashed, she didn't know how to stop them. I can't, she exclaimed. With that, an icy blast shot across the room, and it was an accident. Elsa didn't even see the ice. It hit Anna in her heart. Kristoff helped to Kristoff tried to help Anna. He rushed her to Grandpappy. Grandpappy said the ice was making Anna's heart freeze. Only an act of true love can thaw the frozen heart, he said. So Anna, Kristoff, Seven, and Olaf raced back to Arendelle to find Hans. Maybe he could heal her. Down in Arendelle, Hans got a group of men together. The kingdom was freezing, and he needed to find Elsa to try to stop the suffering. Together, they climbed the icy cold mountain. Several men found Elsa. They shot at her with their crossbows. The queen defended herself by forming walls of ice as shields. When Hans arrived, he called out, "Queen Elsa!" he begged. "Don't be a monster when they fear you are." For a moment, Elsa trusted Hans. Then one of the men aimed his crossbow at her. Hans deflected it from Elsa, but the arrow hit an icy chandelier. Elsa ran to escape as the chandelier began to fall toward her, but she slipped was knocked unconscious. When she awoke, Elsa found herself imprisoned in a dungeon of her old castle in Adriel. Hans had tricked her and put her there. He had also refused to kiss Anna to save her life, and instead left her in the locked room to freeze with her icy heart. Elsa managed to escape from her cell, and with a little help of Olaf, Anna escaped too. Out in the storm, Hans found Elsa. He raised his sword. Anna rushed to her sister. She was able to block the bow, but her heart finally froze, and she turned completely to ice. Anna had saved Elsa. That was the act of true love that both sisters needed. As Anna began to thaw, Elsa hugged her. Her two sisters wept with joy. An act of true love will thaw a frozen heart, Olaf said with a happy sigh. Drawing now upon love and not fear, Elsa was unable to stop the interweather and bring summer back. They also shipped Hans to his home far away from Arendelle. And so the two sisters once again shared their lives in happy times together, and did so forever with Olaf and Kristoff and Seven too. Moana. Moana was the daughter of the chief of Motunui. She loved her family. Even when she went to the great adventures, she found her way back home. Where there is nowhere you could go that I won't be with you, her grandmother Tala had once said to her. But today, Moana was just going to another part of the island in search of the sugar cane. She was helping some of her friends in the valley as they prepared a feast for everyone to share. May we come too? Asked the girl named Fetugo. We love exploring. She and her friends Laumi, Masiana, and Toa were excited to go. Yes, but we all have to stick together, Moana said. Happy to have the company. The island is big and I don't want anyone to get lost. Oh, good. Toa said he loved sugarcane. Great, Moana said. Just follow me. I am looking for a new path into the sugarcane. A shortcut. Even as they searched for a shortcut, it was still a long hike. Moana was feeling a little lost. After a while, they came across some coconut trees. May we stop for a snack? Asked Lume. Moana quickly agreed. It was nice to drink the cool coconut milk and ate a coconut meat. But now, may we play hide and seek? Asked Fetuo. That sounds fun, Moana said. But remember, if you get lost, just stay where you are, and I'll find you. Look! Toa shouted. Look at that bird! That's pretty, Moana said. Then she laughed. Who knows? Maybe it can show us the shortcut to the sugarcane. That intrigued Toa. Meanwhile, Moana closed her eyes and was counting to 10. Everyone found a terrific hiding spot. Everyone. That is, except Toya. Instead of hiding, he kept following the orange and blue bird. Fascinated, he followed it deep into the trees. After a while, Toa realized he was lost. He was scared for a few minutes, but then he remembered what Moana had told them. If you get lost, just stay wherever you are, and I will find you. Toa sat down next to the bird in its nest. Then he waited. And he waited. And waited. And waited. He was glad to have a bird as a company. Its pretty colors and happy song kept him from getting lonely or scared. There you are, Moana said at last. As soon she had realized Toa was lost, she had thought of the bird. She had found Toa, but following some feathers, the bird had left. I thought the bird might lead into the shortcut. Toa said, I'm sorry. That's because I was being silly. I said that it might lead us to the shortcut because I was a little lost. Moana said, but I'm just glad I found you. Toa pointed up at the tree. The bird found her family too. That's what family does, Moana said. Not far beyond the bird's nest, Moana found a lookout, and from the lookout, she saw the sugarcane field. Well, I guess that bird did show us to the shortcut after all. She said, "Yay!" The children cheered. They ran down to the forests and cut just enough sugar cane to help with the feasts at night. Then they returned home, taking the best shortcut ever. Finding Nemo. Nemo was a little clownfish. He lived with his father Marlin on the Great Barrier Reef. Nemo longed for adventure, but Marlin was always worried. He worried about big fish who might hurt Nemo. And he worried because Nemo had been born with the lucky fin. Nemo's right fin was smaller than his left fin. On the first day of school, Marlin took Nemo to class. Nemo's teacher, Mr. Ray, and promised Marlin and Nemo would be safe. But when Marlin found out that the class was going to the drop-off, Marlin chased after his son. At the drop-off, Nemo and his new friends dared one another to swim out and touch a dive boat. Marlin tried to stop him, but Nemo still swam out on the dare. Elated, he reached out and touched the boat, but as he started to swim back, a diver appeared and caught him. Marlin watched in terror. He raced out and tried to rescue his son, but he wasn't fast enough. Marlin swam as hard as he could after Nemo, but the diver in the boat was too fast. As the diver sped off, his mask dropped into the sea. Soon, Marlin met the fish named Dory, voiced by Ellen DeGeneres. "I have to find a boat," Marlin explained. Dory had just seen the boat. She quickly led the way toward the boat. After a while, Dory stopped. She glared at Marlin, wanting to know when he was following her. Confused, Marlin explained that she was leading him toward the boat. "Oh, no," Dory sighed apologetically. "I have a short-term memory loss," she explained. "I forget things almost instantly." Still, she wanted to help. Together, Marlin and Dory tried to get the diver's mask, and it had writing on it. And Marlin thought it might help him to find Nemo. Along the way, they met some sharks who wanted to eat them. Luckily, they escaped and kept looking for Nemo. Miles away, Nemo found himself in the fish tank at the dentist's office. The other fish in the tank called themselves the Tank Gang. They had a big plan to escape. If someone jammed the filter, the dentist would have to take the fish out of a tank to clean it. They could escape by rolling out of a window and into the harbor. It was a good plan. Nemo even tried to help, but escaping wasn't not so easy. The plan did not work, and Nemo nearly got sucked into the filter. "Help me!" Nemo called out. The Tank Gang worked together to pull him to safety, but it was scary for a little clownfish. Back in the ocean, Dory and Marlin had escaped the sharks and dragged the mask into the deep, dark cave. Marlin tried to distract the giant anglerfish, while Dory studied the writing on the mask. "I can't see," Dory complained. "Just read it." Marlin screamed as they desperately tried to keep an anglerfish for eating them both. P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Dory Red, excuse me. We did it, Marlin exclaimed. He knew that must be the address where they could finally find Nemo. Lots of sea creatures heard a story about Marlin tried to find his son, Nemo. The pelican named Niggle flew into the window of the dentist office. Your dad's been fighting the entire ocean looking for you, he told Nemo. Really? Nemo asked. As his dad was risking everything to save him. Niggle explained that Marlin had taken on sharks and jellyfish to find Nemo. Nemo exclaimed, "He took on a shark?" Nemo wanted to see his dad too, but how? The tank gang's first escape plan to jam the filter with the pebble had failed. But how? Nemo had another idea. The dentist wanted to give Nemo to his niece, Darla, on her next visit. But when he put Nemo in his plastic bag, Nemo played dead. He dropped into the drain and swish out into the harbor. That was where Dory found him. And so did his dad. Nemo? Nemo? Marlin called out. Daddy! Dad! Nemo cried. Father and son hugged long and tightly. It's all right, son, Marlin said. It's going to be okay. Several weeks later, Nemo was back home and ready for school again. Marlin was there, along with a lot of Marlin's new friends from the ocean. Nemo waved as he swam away. Bye, Dad, he called out. Oh, wait, I forgot something. He swam back and hugged Marlin. I love you, Dad. I love you too, son. Nemo happily swam off into join Mr. Ray and rest of the class. Marlin watched him go, his time feeling that his beloved son would be okay. Special thanks to all of the staff members of the Walt Disney Company. For more info, visit us our website at www.disney.com. That's www.disney.com. And follow us on hashtag Disney100.